Poland, the geographic heart of Europe, a nation that has disappeared from the map for over a century, only to rise again, stronger and more defined than before. It is a land of striking contrasts. Medieval castles stand in the shadows of glass skyscrapers. Ancient Catholic traditions exist side by side with a booming tech-driven economy. And standing right at the center of this crossroads is the Polish woman. If you ask a Western man what he thinks of Polish women, you will often hear two very different descriptions. One describes a conservative, deeply religious girl who dreams of a traditional family life. The other describes a fierce, highly educated, modern professional who takes no nonsense from anyone. So, which one is true? Is she the devout keeper of the hearth? Or is she the independent modern European? If you are fascinated by the hidden psychology of different cultures, make sure to subscribe to World Inside Us right now. We are decoding the truth about international dating and culture every single week. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next investigation. To understand the Polish woman, you have to accept that she is a living paradox. She is one of the few women in the world who has managed to step into modernity without burning the bridge to tradition. But this balance is delicate, and for an outsider, it can be incredibly confusing to navigate. Today, we are going inside the mind of the Polish woman. We will explore the myth of the Matka Polka, the reality of dating etiquette, and the surprising truth about religion in 2025. To understand her psychology, we must first look at the unique archetype that haunts the Polish female identity, the Matka Polka, or Mother Pole. Unlike in the West, where feminism often framed the struggle as woman versus man, in Poland, history framed the struggle as the family versus the enemy. During the partitions, the world wars, and the communist era, the Polish state was often non-existent or occupied. It was the Polish woman who became the fortress. She preserved the language, the religion, and the culture inside the home while the men were fighting or imprisoned. This created a legacy of immense strength. The Polish woman is raised with a subconscious belief that she is the glue holding everything together. This is why, even today, she might seem demanding. She isn't just looking for a boyfriend. She is looking for a partner capable of surviving history with her. But here is where the confusion begins. Because of this history, you might expect her to be submissive or purely domestic. That would be a fatal miscalculation. Poland has one of the highest rates of female education in Europe. The young woman you meet in Warsaw, Krakow, or Gdansk likely has a master's degree, speaks perfect English, and possibly a third language. She grew up in the European Union. She travels to Paris for the weekend and works for a multinational corporation. So when we ask, is she religious or modern? The answer is a complex both, but not in the way you think. Let's talk about the religion factor. Statistically, Poland is one of the most Catholic countries in Europe, but if you date a Polish woman under 35, you will notice a shift. For the older generation, the church is a strict rulebook. For the younger generation, the church is often more of a cultural identity than a rigid lifestyle. She might not go to Mass every Sunday, she might have liberal views on social issues. But, come Christmas Eve, Wigilia, or Easter, you will see the tradition kick in with full force. She expects the rituals, she expects the family gathering, she expects respect for her parents' faith, even if she doesn't practice it strictly herself. I'm curious to know your opinion. Do you think modern relationships can survive without shared traditional values? Pause the video for a second and let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. Now, let's move to the most critical part for any man watching this, the dating dynamics. This is where Western men often crash and burn. Because Poland is in the EU, men assume the dating culture is like Germany, the UK, or the Netherlands. It is not. In Poland, chivalry is not dead. In fact, it is mandatory. Polish women are old-fashioned in their courtship expectations. It doesn't matter if she's a CEO making more money than you. On the first few dates you pay, you open the door. You help her with her coat. You bring flowers in, be careful. Always an odd number of flowers, as even numbers are for funerals. Some Western men call this high maintenance. Polish women call it manners. There is a specific word in Polish culture. Gentleman. It is used constantly. He was a gentleman, or he was not a gentleman. If you fail to walk her to her taxi, or if you suggest splitting the bill on a romantic dinner, you are not just being modern, you are signaling that you lack upbringing. Why is this? Goes back to that Matka Polka resilience. She knows she can do everything herself. She can pay her bills. She can open her doors. She can change a tire. She doesn't need you to do it. Therefore, if you do it, it is a gesture of care. It is a romantic choice, not a necessity, and that makes it valuable. Let's discuss communication style. The Slavic Directness. Poland sits between Germany and Russia, and you can see this in the communication style. Polish women are not fake nice. In the US or UK, there is a culture of relentless optimism where everything is great and awesome. If you ask a Polish woman, how are you, and she is having a bad day, she might actually tell you. She values honesty over artificial politeness. This can feel abrasive to sensitive men. If she disagrees with you, she will tell you. If she thinks your plan is stupid, she will say it. But do not mistake this for the Ice Queen stereotype of Russia. Polish women are generally warmer and more open to smiling than their Eastern neighbors, but they are still guarded. Trust is earned over time. This is a culture of circles. You have the circle of strangers, polite distance, and the circle of friends, intense loyalty. Your goal is to cross that line. And once you cross that line, you encounter the famous Polish hospitality. There is a saying, guest in the house, God in the house. If you date a Polish woman, you will never go hungry. Food is a love language here, but it's not just about feeding you. It's about nurturing you. If you are sick, she will be there with remedies. If you are stressed, she will try to fix it. If you are enjoying this deep dive into Polish culture, please hit the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm show this truth to more people around the world. However, this care comes with a price tag, the family. In Poland, the family unit is tight. Sundays are often reserved for family dinners or buyad. If you date her, you will eventually have to face the father and, more terrifyingly, the mother. Polish mothers are a powerful force. They are opinionated and protective. Your girlfriend will likely talk to her mother every day. If the mother doesn't like you, your relationship is on a timer. You need to win the family to keep the girl. Now, let's address a modern reality, the career versus family conflict. This is the biggest struggle for the modern Polish woman. She was raised with traditional values of becoming a mother and a wife, but she was also educated to conquer the world. Many Polish women today are delaying marriage. They are ambitious. They are building businesses. If you go into a relationship expecting a 1950s housewife who stays at home while you work, you will likely be disappointed unless you are in very rural areas. She wants a partnership. She wants to be a power couple. She wants to work, travel, and succeed. But she wants to come home to a traditional dynamic where you are the masculine leader and she can step into her feminine energy. She wants to be a boss at work, but a woman at home. This is a difficult switch for many men to navigate. It requires you to be secure in your masculinity. If you are intimidated by her success, she will lose respect for you. If you try to control her ambition, she will leave you. You have to support her drive while still maintaining your frame as the head of the relationship. The beauty standard myth. There is a stereotype that Eastern European women are obsessed with appearance. While Polish women dress very well and value elegance, you won't see many sweatpants in the city center. They tend to favor a more natural look compared to the heavy glamour of Russia or Ukraine. They value class over flashiness. They want to look effortless. This reflects their mentality. They are practical. They want to look good, but they also want to be able to hike a mountain or walk around the city. They are active. Poland is a nation of nature lovers, hikers, and travelers. If your idea of a date is only clubs and bars, you will miss out on the best women. So, what is the verdict? Religious or modern? The truth is, the Polish woman is the bridge between the two worlds. She has the modern software. She is smart, independent, global, and ambitious. But she runs on traditional hardware. She values loyalty, family, chivalry, and deep connection. She is not looking for a passport to the West. Poland is already in the West. The economy is growing. She doesn't need you for money. If she chooses you, it's because she sees value in you. She sees a man who understands that being a gentleman is not about weakness, but about respect. She sees a man who respects her independence but treats her with the care of a traditional partner. It is a high bar to clear. She expects the best of both worlds. She wants the freedom of the 21st century with the romance of the 19th century. But if you can meet those standards, you get a partner who is unmatched. You get the resilience of the Matka Polka combined with the intellect of a modern European. You get a woman who can discuss geopolitics with you over wine and then take care of you with fierce tenderness when you are down. She is complex, she is demanding, she is direct, but she is real. In a world of superficial connections, the Polish woman offers something substantial, a love that is grounded in history, tested by reality, and built to last. If you want to understand more about women around the world, click the video on the screen now about Russian women. You will be surprised by the differences. And don't forget to subscribe to World Inside Us for more unfiltered truths. See you in the next one.